What's up, Maverick lovers and listeners, and welcome back to Maverick Postgame. We've got another full show for you today as Mesa football goes into double overtime in a low-scoring thriller.
And women's volleyball goes back and forth with Colorado Christian.
Not to mention another exclusive interview with Mesa head coach of football, Tremaine Jackson.
Plus, a major upset in women's soccer.
And a big win for men's soccer. All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recapped packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Justin Platt.
And I'm Estrella.
Let's get into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU Athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again, I'm Estrella.
And I'm Justin Platt. Let's hop right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place this week here at CMU. CMU football unfortunately dropped their first game of the season last week against CSU Pueblo in a low-scoring affair. In a game in which CMU was up for the duration of the game, they were ultimately not able to hold on as the game would go into double overtime. The first score of the game would come off of a CSU Pueblo field goal in the first quarter. Mesa would answer by putting 10 points of their own in the second off of a Lucas Ruiz-Duez field goal and a Karst Hunter to Lionel McConnell 3-yard touchdown. After a scoreless third quarter, CSU Pueblo would punch it in to tie the game at 10-10. CSU Pueblo was once again driving down the field late in the fourth before cornerback DeAndre Irvin would intercept the ball for Mesa, sending it into its first overtime period. In overtime, Mesa and CSU Pueblo would both trade field goals, leading to a second overtime period. In the second round of overtime, Pueblo would score on a 17 catch-and-run touchdown, but fail to complete the two-point conversion. With a chance to win the game, Mesa came up short on their final drive, leading to a 19-13 loss to CSU Pueblo. As a team, Mesa's biggest enemy was penalties. Mesa collected 8 flags for 89 yards to CSU Pueblo's 1 for 5. Mesa still put up 351 yards of total offense, with 227 coming through the air and 124 coming on the ground. Mesa picked up 21 first downs and dominated time of possession with 49 minutes to Pueblo's 25. DeMar Mitchell led the defense with 11 tackles, and Elijah Lilly led the offense with 8 catches for 68 yards, followed by Lionel McConnell, who had 7 catches for 58 yards and the lone touchdown. Mesa's next game will be at home against Adams State this Saturday.
Following their first loss of the season, we got to sit down with head coach Tremaine Jackson to talk about how his team will respond in this week's edition of Coach's Corner.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Coach's Corner. Once again, I'm joined by head football coach here at CMU, Tremaine Jackson. Thank you so much for being here once again.
Glad to be here, Justin, as always.
I wanted to talk to you, just starting off. First loss of the season, now 3-1 against CSU Pueblo in a double overtime. What do you think was the biggest factor in that loss for you guys this weekend?
I think we missed some opportunities to put them away and put them away early. I thought we had a chance in the third quarter to go up 2 scores, at least a field goal. We ended up having to punt. And so anytime you're playing a great program like that, you got to put them away when you had a chance. If you let them stick around, they've been together long enough to find a way to win. So we just got to focus on putting them away early.
That's fair. And talking to just, like I said, double overtime takes a lot of strength and a lot of adversity. We've seen this against New Mexico Highlands and then also against Chatham State. You guys are really tough. What do you think speaks to that tough culture you've set there for Mesa?
Yeah, I think from when we came in here, we talked about being a tough football team, but then we went and acted on that in the offseason and competing and never quitting and fighting to the end. And so I think our players did a really good job of that, very proud of them for that, and hopefully we can bounce back here in the near future.
Is there anyone that you've seen that's really stepped up and exemplified that culture?
Yeah, everybody. You know, we talk about being a dog, being disciplined, obedient, and grit, having a lot of grit. And so our guys have done that for the most part. And so it's not just one single guy. It's fun to watch 130 guys exemplify those traits.
And then you guys are taking on Adams State this Saturday. What do you guys have to do to make sure you get that 4th win?
Yeah, we just got to come out and be us. We say every week it's not about the team that we're playing, it's about us. And so we got to run the football. We got to tackle extremely well on defense. We got to compete, as always, against a really talented Adams State team.
Well, best of luck to you guys this week. Be sure to catch CMU football playing Adams State at Ralph Stoker Stadium this Saturday at 6 p.m.
Women's volleyball turned the tables on Colorado Christian comeback from 2 sets down to win 5-2 last Saturday. After losing the first 2 sets, 25-20 and 25-19, Mesa would roar back, rattling off 3 straight wins to smash the Roadrunners. Mesa would secure victories of 25-10 in the third, 25-22 in the fourth, and 15-11 in the fifth. The Mavericks were monsters on the net on Saturday, finishing the match with 12 blocks as right side Miranda Thielis and middle blocker Haley Hahn both came off the bench to finish with 7 blocks apiece, a new career high total for both. Offensively, the Mavericks were incredibly balanced as Hahn, who hit at 64% on 14 swings, and outside hitters Sydney Leffler and Holly Smitall had 10 kills. Ashton Reese added 8, while Thielis put down 7. As a team, the Mavericks were elite, committing 61 kills on only 23 errors. Mesa took 140 attempts and hit at a 27% clip. Mesa scored 75 points and 57 assists, and nailed 2 aces to go along with 12 total blocks. Mesa is now 9-4 on the year and will take on Fort Lewis College this Friday.
The women's soccer team would pull off a massive upset last Sunday over 5th-ranked UCCS. For the second time this season, Mesa's women's soccer team would overcome the odds to take down a top 10 ranked opponent. While both teams would put up double-figure shots totals, Mesa was able to secure 2 more shots on goal, as well as get to the corner 7 times. Lexi Newton led all players with 5 shots, landing 4 on the frame and scoring her first goal of the season. Michelle Dangler, Mira Huck, and Devin Parson remained on the pitch from the start to finish, aiding in the defensive efforts that kept the Mountain Lions to their second lowest scoring game of the season. After both teams scored in the first half, Haley Klasner would take a long-range shot for Mesa's second goal of the game. The game would then come down to under a minute 30 tied before redshirt freshman midfielder Tatum Falmer would make the game-winning shot, leading to a 3-2 victory for the Mavs. As a team, Mesa took only 15 shots to UCCS's 20, however 10 of Mesa's shots were on goal to UCCS's 8. Mesa would commit 3 offsides and 12 fouls, yet still come away with the win, which speaks to just how resilient they are as a team. CMU is now 5-2 on the season and 2-1 in the RMAC. They will look to continue their momentum next weekend as they will face Colorado School of Mines and Regis.
Men's soccer took care of business last Sunday, beating UCCS 3-1. At the 30-minute mark in the first half, the Mavericks lined up for the throw-in. Behind the strength and power of Raymond Jackson from the far sideline, the ball sailed into the box and connected off the head of Isis Trujillo and back towards Colton Shafter, who timed a header of his own past Kokoska from the first tally of the game, and first for the Gilbert, Arizona native on this season. Not even a minute after the following kickoff, the Mavs increased their lead to 2. As the ball cleared through the midfield, meeting up with a sprinting Joey Joyner, who chipped it into David Peters, who directed just outside the reach of the keeper for his second brace of the season. As the teams came out for the break, UCCS would spoil the possibility of a shutout in the 23rd minute, getting a penalty kick opportunity and following through to put the score at 2-1 around the 75th minute. The Mavs' savvy ball control and speed would not be denied as Fernando Morales sailed a ball across midfield to Dasuke Takanika, his first goal of the season, finding the bottom right pocket of the net to put the team back up by a pair. UCCS would take the final shot, but nothing would come out of it, as CMU took home the 3-1 decision and capped off the weekend with a 2-0 start to conference play. As a team, the Mavericks took 19 shots to UCCS 10, with 7 of them being on goal. CMU took 8 corners and had 2 saves to the goal, along with 14 fouls. Mesa will be back at home to face off against Fort Lewis and Adams State in more conference play starting this Friday at 7 p.m.
Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week this week goes to the CMU men's and women's swim team, posting 3 more NCAA Division II championship provisional qualifying times and 10 more top 3 finishes. Colorado Mesa University men's and women's swimming teams fared quite well on Saturday, the second of 2 days competing at the Intermountain State Shootout. The Maverick men went 3-1 in their head-to-head duels against other 4 teams in the meet, earning a hard-fought 206-202 win over the United States Air Force Academy and blowout wins over Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference rival Adams State University 342-47 and the CMU club team 337-36. The victory over the Falcons, which was clinched on the final race of the day, was CMU's first in 21 all-time dual meets against Air Force and was just CMU's second over a Division I opponent in the program's history. Meanwhile, the CMU women also claimed their first Division I win in nearly 5 years, more than doubling up on Dixie State 277-123 while going 4-4 in the 8 separately scored dual meets. The Mavericks also easily extended their RMAC winning streak to 27 with dominant victories over CSU Pueblo 335-67 and Adams State 354-41. The Maverick varsity squad also defeated the club team 345-32 and put up a valiant effort against the other 4 Division I teams in the meet: Air Force U, BYU, Colorado State, and Northern Colorado. Congratulations to CMU men's and women's swim team. For your stellar performance, you are our Maverick of the Week. All right, after recapping all of the games this week, it is time to give our closing thoughts.
Well, I'll just say right here, talking about the men's and women's swimming team, they did an absolutely phenomenal job and are poised for a lot more success in the future. It is nice to see CMU creating a winning environment. Again, I know that is something that we can all get excited about.
Absolutely, you're completely correct. And sticking with the talk of creating a winning culture here at CMU, my takeaway from the week is about how great the women's soccer team is. For them to defeat not 1, but 2 top 10 ranked teams is unbelievable, and they're doing a great job to show that they're also a major contender. And hopefully these wins will start to stack up and lead them into the playoffs. Well, now that we have recapped all the action from this week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week here on Maverick Postgame. I'm your host, Justin Platt.
And I'm Estrella Bencomo.
We'll catch you next week on an all-new recaps-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a Mesa amazing day.